Bleach Rebirth of Souls just got hit with an amazing patch. We have a new character for Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles that just added a DJ to Fatal Fury as well. But at the top of it all, we have a new console with a lot of new details. The Nintendo Switch 2 is here, and it's bringing changes to the entire gaming space, including anime games. Welcome to this week's Around the Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Around the Bush. It is the show for April 4th, 2025, and we have to start with the Nintendo Switch. I know we're all anime fans here, and you're coming to this show specifically for anime game news, and I will cover this from an anime gamer's perspective, because we're going to get a lot of anime games on Nintendo Switch, and it's also like promising to make some big changes, and it's been met with some backlash and some love. It's kind of a mixed reception here. Personally, my take on it is they did a fantastic presentation. I think they hit all the right notes. I wasn't fully sold on a Nintendo Switch 2 yet. I did kind of want them to sell me on it. And I think the specs upgrades are all great. They said all the right things. They also said that Mario Kart World, the new Mario Kart, was going to cost $80. And that was going to be the price moving forward of Nintendo games. That was met with a ton of backlash. You cannot go into a Nintendo Treehouse stream without having the chat spam, lower the price, lower the price, lower the price. And that is $80 digital, by the way. If you want the physical copy, it is another 10 on top. And it is, yeah, it's too much. It is ridiculously high. I think they hit the price on the Nintendo Switch itself at a perfect point, honestly. This console costs you $450 plus tariffs, because tariffs are now a thing. But $450 is a great price for this console. I think they really nailed the price there. They're doing a Mario Kart bundle that costs $500. So you can get Mario Kart World for cheaper if you buy the bundle, but it still doesn't change that like games will cost $80 now. And that is very ambitious of Nintendo. It's been met with a lot of backlash. We'll see if they change anything about it. Nintendo traditionally does not give a fuck. So we'll see what happens. I think some of that backlash, is maybe not going to reflect on sales, to be honest. It's the internet being loud for the sake of it. I think players are like rightfully angry, though. But at the end of the day, I don't think sales are going to suffer too much from it, to be honest. Another thing that the presentation, conveniently skipped is, everything was great regarding specs. I love, like, the dock does 4K, the screen has HDR, bigger screen too. I think, like, the stand is great. They added an Ethernet port on the dock. They added a USB port on top of the Switch itself, so you can have it on stand and also charging, but you kind of need that because the battery life is half of what it used to be. So yeah, if you're going to play it with the stand on, you better have the charger ready or you're not going to be playing for long. The reason why there's such a big gap here is because it depends on the game you're playing. And it was like this for the first Switch as well, where like some games just drain your battery like crazy. Others not so much. But yeah, I mean, better specs, right? And they kept the same thickness. They just increased the size. I guess something was going to have to be sacrificed. Instead of playing a 720p game, you're playing a 1080p game, and that's going to have a hit on the battery life too. Also, the screen is not an OLED, so it's still a LCD screen. So I can see them making an OLED version in the future, and also like a Switch 2 Lite and all that stuff. And that OLED, OLED screens in general come with some benefits for your battery, so I could see the battery getting a upgraded simply by switching the screen a couple of years down the line. Also, like 120 hertz, even on the screen, even on handheld. Yeah, they said all the right things, honestly, to me. So like the price of games is what's like keeping us on the back foot right now. Also, this, in case you game on the go, it's something to consider. Now, regarding anime games, let's talk about them. We have a couple of big hitters here. I think the first one we're going to talk about is Daemon X Machina. This game was previously announced. It's kind of like a mech Gundam game, but it's by Xseed. It just looks great in motion. And it was previously announced, I think, on a State of Play or an Xbox Direct, whatever those are called. And it's also coming to Switch too. They announced it here. So anime games still going strong. They also have a bunch of RPGs as usual. I'm gonna skip ahead to talk about No Sleep for Kaname Date from the AI Somnium Files. That was a part of like this reel. And also a part of this reel was this game coming up, not Fortnite. Nope, I mean that is a part of the of the reel, but it's not what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, HDR 1080p 100 frames per second. So yeah, you're gonna sacrifice on battery 100%. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam coming out this year. Level 5, we'll see if they don't delay this one. But a Professor Layton game is also coming out, and of course the big Pokemon ZA is coming out to Switch 2, as you would expect from Pokemon games. So that's the Switch 2. That's the reception so far. We'll see what Nintendo does regarding the price outrage. I've heard that also like halting pre-orders in the US because of tariffs. Maybe like looking if Trump changes his mind on this stuff, because it's been so volatile so far. Like, so one day he wants tariffs, the next day he cuts them off. Of course, like this time seems a bit more definitive, because he announced that package for the entire world, and Japan was hit with, I think, 24%. So the Switch, instead of just costing, $450 plus whatever your tax is, it also gets an added 24% on top of it. So you're basically paying this plus your federal tax. Not federal tax. What is it? State tax. I think Texas has like 8%. So plus 558. This would be the price of a Switch in Texas. I think, if my numbers are correct. Of course, like, adjust it to your own numbers, I guess. That's the power of tariffs, everybody. But not to get too political. We're going to move on to where real politics happen in Soul Society. Rebirth of Souls added a new patch today. I've been checking out the patch. I'm working on a patch breakdown video. Hopefully it will be out, and that's why I'm kind of rushing around the bush right now. But a lot of changes. The big one is fixed an issue in online matches where unintended unblockable frames during wake up. So you can finally block on wake up. Most infinites are just gone at this point. They also nerfed fighting spirit, so that's what you get for your evolution, for your sublimation. They nerfed it when a Kompaku is destroyed. So when you receive damage, you now gain less fighting spirit. Makes it harder to reach sublimation so fast. This is a genius change to the default settings in free match, so that makes it easier to find matches by default, so you don't have to change the settings. And then a bunch of character adjustments too, like a lot of balance changes. Not everyone got hit, obviously, but a lot of characters got hit with balance changes. I was not expecting such an extensive patch on day 2. What I will say is that it took them way too long to fix this. This should have been a week 1 patch. But if the reasoning is like, oh, we made it a week 2 patch to include all of these balance changes too, I can kind of get it. But yeah, there are a couple of misses, but I'll go into in depth on the main channel as I show you most of the changes, or the most significant changes, side by side. For instance, we talked about this a lot on this channel, but Yamamoto's special flash attack, you can no longer just hold it down on block. Also, it's not plus on block anymore. Maybe a bit unnecessary, but this character's still strong. This character still deals a ton of damage. He'll be fine. He'll be fine for sure. Doesn't the price take regular taxes into account already? No. The Switch price for the US or console prices for the US are usually with no taxes, because each state has different taxes on different things. So they cannot give you an accurate price with taxes included already. In Europe, that's different. So in Europe, it is taxes included, because VAT is regularly just 24% all across the board. So in Europe, the price in euros, I think it's 470 euros. But that's also why, okay, USD to euros. A lot of people still feel scammed by this. So like 450 should be 411 euros. But instead, the Switch price is 470, which is like way more in US dollars, right? So Europeans often feel ripped off. The thing is, this is including taxes, and this is not including taxes, right? So if you do the math, the price isn't that different. Yeah, European, so taxes included. Yeah, you don't have to change your mindset. But keep in mind that when you see an American price, you're not being ripped off, usually. It's just they have prices without taxes. In general, everywhere. Big patch. It's a great patch. Is it a perfect patch? Maybe not. Some people are upset about some small things, but I think overall this is really positive for the game health, and also shows you the future of what you can expect from this team, because they also threw a message out talking to the players, the producer talking to the players, and we are closely monitoring and reviewing your feedback. We are aiming to make adjustments and implementing features to ensure a more comfortable and enjoying gaming experience. One of the most requested features is ranked. We are currently considering its implementation. Considering is a crazy word to use here. Yes, you're doing ranked, right? You couldn't do ranked for launch. I've said it before. They are launching this game without ranked, and they're going to paint a picture where, like, well, before we introduce ranked, we want to make sure we fix our game, and, like, there are no exploits and what. No, you just couldn't make it to launch. Come on. So, yeah, they're doing ranked. Finally, this is the first time they're confirming that they're considering ranked. But before we can implement this feature, we feel it's necessary to refine the overall game environment. I told you this is how they were going to sell it. That said, they do mention competitive play, you know, character balance and competitive play. And I think that's very telling on where their mindset is at, and that they're trying to make Bleach a competitive game, which was like the complete opposite of like their Sparking Zero approach. I was like, no, it's not competitive, it's not competitive. Please stop complaining about competitive adjustments, because it's not. Here, they're going for it. And the game is surprisingly balanced and competitive already, honestly. So yeah, initial round of adjustments, April 4th. It happened, and we'll continue to make more in the future. So looking forward to ranked. So let's see how long it takes for them to implement that. Also, bigger lobbies, please, with spectator slots. Please and thank you. Those are my 2 big requests. Moving on. YouTube don't believe his lies. Damn, it's like that. They didn't do 3 characters for Demon Slayer this week. They just did the 1, but it's Genya. That's his grab animation. He has a tilt skill that's a projectile. A guard skill that teleports and counters. That's a surge animation. I think his 4th attack of the auto combo has projectiles, and that should be his only free projectile. We'll see. And then ultimate animation. He grabs you by the leg, smacks you down. A big shot at the end. I love the effect on the big shot at the end. Other than that, I don't know. CyberConnect 2 has done better. This is a solid 7 out of 10 ultimate animation, I guess. I like this shot a lot, though. It's really good. Was it this trailer out last week's Monday? I remember people posting it on the Discord. No. Last Monday they did 3 others. Last Monday... So this Monday, right? This past Monday, they did Genya. Monday before that, they did these 3 Hashira. Monday before that, they did Tanjiro plus 2 Hashira. Somewhere. There you go. Tanjiro plus 2 Hashira. So yeah, and we're gonna close the news week by talking about Fatal Fury, the fighting game that added Cristiano Ronaldo. Has now added a DJ as well. I haven't seen this yet, so this is a bit of a live reaction.
When you grow up, kids?
I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Okay. I want to be a poker table.
My moon manager.
Salvatore?
I want to become Terry Bogard.
I want to be in a video game.
That's enough.
The kids were right to laugh at him. You can want to be in a video game. That's not the question. What do you want to be when you grow up? You can't... Being in a video game is not a job. I'm with the kids. He needs more bullying. Whoa, magic dust. What the fuck's going on? What is this trailer?
Don't be afraid, little boy. You have released me from the dust.
Okay.
I will grant you a wish for whatever you want.
I wish that
You did not waste this wish on being a video game. You did not do that. You did not waste...
I could be in
Fatal Fury.
You had a wish and you wished to be in Fatal Fury out of all the fighting games. Come on! It's cool, but like, if you have a wish... Right?
What do you mean? That is impossible.
Oh, okay. Well...
Okay, I give you one more wish. And think about it very carefully.
Okay.
How's that for a hit? I'm telling you, you hear that?
Sometimes dreams come true anyway.
Well, there he is. He's a playable character. Rev it up. Unleash your fury. If you want to see more gameplay, we have a trailer right here. 139. Is dude breakdancing? Is that the gimmick? Bro yells at you. It's like Sindel. Shee! I don't know. I don't know the dude, so I'm not a fan, obviously. It looks cool as a fighting game character. That's all I can say. He's giving me like some dive kick vibes, though. It's like the tracksuit. Animation work is great. Yeah. Salvatore Ganacci. That's his name. He's a character. It's another fighting game character. Real life characters shouldn't be in fighting games. You know, I've seen that take more and more with this character announcement, which was not the reaction with Ronaldo. I'm sure some people thought that, but the overwhelming reaction was, oh my god, it's real, right? And that's not to say, oh my god, it looks great. It's more like, it's ridiculous that this is happening. It's funny enough that I want it to be a reality, I think. This is just like, oh, well. I don't want to bash it too hard because I just don't know the guy. Maybe if I was a fan, I would be popping off. With that said, yeah, it's just goofy. With that said, that's gonna do it for today's Around the Bush. If you guys want to watch the show live, we're live every Friday covering this on Twitch. If not, appreciate you guys watching over there on the YouTube side of things. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week for more.